Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Paul Barsky, head of the upper school, and today I will be your master of ceremonies for the 2017 commencement, which is about to begin. Please take your seats as the Francis Parker School trustees and faculty prepare to enter. While we have a few moments as you're getting seated, I'd like to tell you about a lovely ceremony that we had earlier in the week. We celebrated the class of 2017 and their loving families at the senior dinner. We recognized academic accomplishments and honored students who have evidenced great dedication to the community in and outside the campus. That is why you will see a number of students wearing different honor cords over their robes. Red with gold is for Spanish honors. Purple is for Chinese honors. Brown gold is for the California Scholarship Federation. Gold blue is for the National Honor Society. You will see cords representing the National Music Honor Society, theater, and dance as well. We are so proud of our scholars, our artists, and our athletes. We finished the evening with the seniors presenting thank you letters to their parents who over the years have showered their kids with support and love. It is an incredibly moving tradition that we look forward to continuing for many years to come. Now, we have a big celebration to recognize a remarkably thoughtful, clever, and simply kind group of seniors. And with that, I welcome you to enjoy the ceremony and bask in the glory of the class of 2017. Before our graduates enter, I'd like to ask your help to help allow us to record today's event for all to enjoy. The ceremony is being broadcast live online as well as recorded. We also have professional photographers on hand to capture the moment when students receive their diplomas. So kindly keep the center aisle clear to avoid obstructing the views of the cameras. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Upper School Concert Band, under the direction of Mr. Jim Witt, will play Pomp and Circumstance as the members of the class of 2017 make their way across campus, led by the 11th and 12th grade dean, Mr. Paul Esch. Graduates, you may now be seated. Guests, please take your seats. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the head of Francis Parker School, Kevin Yaley.
Wow, what an absolutely beautiful day, and to think the sun actually came out just for these graduates. But it's only fitting for a day as special as this day, marking the graduation of yet another remarkable class of Parker students. So on behalf of the entire Parker community, I extend a warm welcome to all of you who came here today, families and friends, our esteemed faculty and staff, members of the Board of Trustees, Commencement speaker Paul DiPodesta, and, most of all, the graduates of Parker's class of 2017. So to the class of 2017, let me be among the first to congratulate you. Make no mistake about it, today is your day. And as head of school, it is both my honor and my distinct privilege to play but a small part in this day and seek to represent all who are here to celebrate you, to congratulate you, and to let you know just how proud we are of each one of you. And as is the tradition, I'm delighted to share a few thoughts of my own in recognition of these commencement exercises, appropriately named, as you are certainly more at the threshold of an exciting beginning than you are at the end. Graduates, imagine yourself some 10 years ago arriving home from a day of school with no pressing obligations. Plopping down on your favorite chair or couch, you begin flipping through the television channels when suddenly you come upon the playing of a familiar theme of a then wildly popular KPBS show. Lest you worry, I do not intend to sing or will I hum any bars of this melody, but I will seize this opportunity to recite the words from this theme song. And I imagine some of you, graduates, may recognize the lyrics. Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey. Isn't that what a wonderful kind of day if we could learn to work and play and get along with each other. You've got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open your eyes, open your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, hey. What a wonderful kind of day if we could learn to work and play and get along with each other. Now, I suspect few, if any of you, would think that a head of school would look to an 8-year-old aardvark living in a fictitious town with his 2 younger sisters, D.W. and Kate, his dog, Pal, and his best friends, Buster, Francine, Muffy, the Brain, and Binky, when trying to bring something profound to leave with you today. But alas, and while it may not be common knowledge, aardvarks do indeed have much to share, if only we choose to listen. And lifting from that song, I leave you with one thought, one pearl of wisdom. Get together and make things better by working together. At a time when the messages and the sound bites paint a present and a future where far too often division, distrust, and despair win out over unity, belief, and hope, where people are defined more by their differences than their commonalities, where equality, justice, and inclusion are debated rather than embraced. But I do not lose faith, nor should any of you either. Because when I pause to consider this group of graduates, so much about them boasts possibility and promise. Little surprised that I'm filled with excitement and optimism about their near and their far futures. Knowing that each of them understand the opportunity squarely in front of them to get together, make things better by working together, should serve to reassure all of us. Because together, ordinary people deliver extraordinary feats. as the timeless proverb reminds us, to go fast, go alone. But to go far, go together. Stated otherwise, none of us, quite frankly, is as smart as all of us. So, what might be the singular thought that I leave you with on the occasion of your commencement? It's remarkably simple. Trust the aardvark. Arthur knows best. Get together, make things better by working together. And I say, hey. Hey! My heartfelt congratulations to each one of you. Remember that Parker will always be your home, and the Parker family will always be here for you. So come back and see us, and come back and see us often. And the doors to this campus and the doors to the Yaley House will always be open. Congratulations.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, there are many standouts among the students in the class of 2017. The next speaker is a young man who has distinguished himself for his insatiable desire to learn, to analyze, and question. Please welcome the class valedictorian, Ben Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Yaley, the Board of Trustees, Mr. Barsky, teachers, parents, and especially the class of 2017. Thanks for coming out, everyone, today. Anybody remember speech class freshman year? Yeah. When I was in Miss Marankovich's class, I started this speech with a quote. But today that seems too impersonal. So I'll start it off with a story about grad night instead. For all the friends and relatives in the audience, grad night was when we as a class went to Disneyland together until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Really a highlight of senior year. So the day after, I saw a teacher of mine, and being the kind and considerate person he is, he asked, "How was grad night?" I told him it was tons of fun. Then he followed by asking, sort of jokingly, "Did anybody get in trouble?" And I paused. I paused because I took a second to think about all the people in our class. The improv stars, National Community Engagement Award winners, the All-American baseball players, and I couldn't even think of how one of these people would get in trouble. I mean, I was the last person back to the bus. Yeah, senior standout, most likely to be tardy. And I had friends calling and asking if I was okay. That's the Francis Parker class of 2017 for you. So today I want to take a couple minutes to talk about us. No, not the class of 2017. Our salutatorian, Asin, gave a phenomenal speech about that definition of us on Thursday night. And besides, does anybody know anyone in the graduating class? Yeah, so you all know how amazing my classmates are. Instead, I want to talk about how we, as a class and as a generation, define us. So have any of you been to Mexico? Yeah. So I visited my first time, my freshman year, to a place called House of the Migrant. I was on a trip with Mr. Trotter in the social justice class to learn about borders. You see, the house is a place where recent deportees can stay for a while they reestablish their new lives in Mexico. And there, I met a man named Luis. Luis talked like me, Luis laughed like me, Luis felt pain like me, but Luis couldn't go home like me. And I think that's the first time I started thinking about what it means to be us. Now, fast forward a few years and enter Mr. Dunn, our Director of Community Engagement. With drives and after-school programs and service opportunities, Mr. Dunn has taught us that we are part of the bigger community of Linda Vista. He's shown us that we doesn't necessarily just mean Parker, and I, for one, have been amazed at what he's helped us accomplish. And then fast forward a few more years, and while we may not have graduated quite yet, we've all gained a Parker education. Mr. Wimpy and Mr. Johnson have taught us that 99.5% of all our DNA is exactly the same. Exactly. And Ms. Hanscom has taught us how scientists know that humans are causing climate change and that the effects will impact all of us. But you know what's amazing? We're the generation that has the chance to save the world for everyone. We're the ones who can break down the barriers that limit our definition of us. We'll have the chance to create a new educational system that that can help us work together toward the common goal of equal opportunity. We're the ones with the poise to uncover the true meaning of Kofefe. No, but seriously. Every generation expands its ideas of who deserves equality. And you're mistaken if you think the people on stage with me aren't going to change the world. You know, I promised myself that I wouldn't use a quotation in this speech, but I think I found one short enough to break my rule. It's by Muhammad Ali, and it goes, "Me, we." Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Next comes a young woman selected by her peers from an outstanding group of students who competed for the honor of speaking on behalf of the class of 2017. Please welcome the winner of the commencement speech competition, Olia Javidi. Olia.
Parents, family members, teachers, faculty, and esteemed guests. My name is Olia Javidi, and I'm honored to be standing here today as Francis Parker's Class of 2017 Student Commencement Speaker. I thought I hit my peak when I gave a promotion speech in 5th grade, but luckily I have an opportunity to top that milestone now. My journey at Parker started over 14 years and not enough sleep ago when I was in Miss Farkas's junior kindergarten class. I remember walking through the lower school gates with a backpack much too big and feeling much too small. Around me, older students rushed to reunite with their friends after the summer, but I was a shadow behind the legs of my parents. Once they left to go to work, and it was my classmates and me and Miss Farkas and Miss Lily, my feelings of minuteness and loneliness disappeared. We had fun, and I made friends, which may surprise many of you who know me today. Throughout that year, as I became a true Lancer, I was shown remarkable kindness. When Dr. G would shake my hand every day as I walked into school, when Natalie, the tallest girl in class, would search through the dirt in the canyon to find roly-polies with me. And when Matthew cut his dollar bill in half to give half to me because I had left my 50 cents for the bake sale at home. During the 2003 homecoming parade, we held up the Class of 2017 banner with all our puny might. We were nascent and adorable and the stars of the show. When we were 4, the image of us sitting here before teachers and loved ones as graduating seniors seemed so far off, almost impossible to picture. But it happened, somehow. We're here, a place that we thought was light years away. In a matter of minutes, our time at Parker will come to an end. A fitting end because there's food involved. I know that my junior kindergarten stories of insect hunting and illicit mutilation of federal currency are not particularly relatable to many of my classmates and their experiences at Parker. However, the underlying message of kindness is. At one point, we were all new to Parker. We all took those apprehensive first steps on campus. We all made timid introductions to our classmates, and we all experienced the kindness that made us feel at home. Whether you've been here for 14 years, 4 years, or 1 year, you complete our Parker family, our graduating class, the seniors who are moving on to a bigger and untraversed world that moves so, so fast. No one will stop to send us an email to inquire about our absences or give us deadline extensions, perhaps too generously. It's up to us to take action and be there for the ride. Parker has given us endless opportunities to learn and grow beyond what is offered in a curriculum or what is outlined in a syllabus. We've engaged with our peers, teachers, and remarkable guest speakers. We've opened ourselves up to each other and to new ideas, and we've made connections that will last a lifetime. This open-mindedness has allowed us to learn every day and to empathize, even if we don't yet realize it. The knowledge we've gained has given us the tools to be bold and to make statements. I don't want to gush about how all my classmates are all special snowflakes, but I will say that our actions speak volumes about us. When we spend our time conducting genome research, making documentaries, building robots, or organizing school-wide diversity seminars, or when we spend our free periods swaying on a hammock, or when we deliberately and creatively break dress code every day, we're demonstrating our dissatisfaction with the mundane. We're exercising our capability to seek beyond. For so long, we've grown together in a nurturing bubble that aims to give us doses of real-world exposure. We may think that this bubble will soon burst and that we'll be thrown directionless into the abyss. But it's more like we're launching ourselves off a massive ramp on a tiny scooter. We're sent flying through the air, arms flailing and stomachs churning, but we can count on that little scooter to help us stick the landing. In the world that lies before us, we'll encounter roadblocks that can hinder us and ramps that will launch us to remarkable success. It's our responsibility to carry the lessons that we've learned here, to be kind, to continue learning, to open our minds and hearts to others, to always be bold, and to never underestimate our stomach's capacity on Stromboli Day. Class of 2017, it's time to enjoy the ride.
Thank you, Oli. You stuck the landing. Okay. Next, it is my honor and fun to invite the senior class representatives, Natasha House and Ali Alicio, to the podium to introduce our keynote speaker. Ali and Natasha.
Thank you, Mr. Barsky. It is an honor and privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Paul DiPodesta. Mr. DiPodesta was born in Alexandria, Virginia, and is a graduate of Harvard University, where he played baseball and football. After earning his degree in economics, he joined the Cleveland Indians to begin what would be a long career in professional sports.
Mr. DiPodesta has worked with sports teams including the Oakland A's, Los Angeles Dodgers, San Diego Padres, New York Mets, and currently holds the position as Chief of Strategy Officer with the Cleveland Browns. Writer Michael Lewis's book, Moneyball, The Art of Winning an Unfair Game, includes Mr. DiPodesta as a key figure, profiling his work with sabermetrics, the empirical analysis of baseball, especially statistics that measure in-game activity. Let's give a warm Parker welcome to Mr. Paul DiPodesta.
Good afternoon, faculty, board members, parents, guests, and especially the 2017 graduating seniors. It's an honor to be here today, and like many of you out there, I'm actually a proud Parker parent. Just so I have a sense before I begin, how many of you have actually read the book or seen the movie Moneyball? Oh, wow, okay. Well, I apologize. I'm not Jonah Hill. Not exactly body doubles either. I can't tell you how many people in the last 4 or 5 years had come up to me and said, "You don't look anything like Jonah." And I've had to tell them that I think it's the other way around. But in any event, I really didn't want to spend today talking about Moneyball, so I thought it was important to get a sense for what these graduating seniors wanted from their commencement speaker. So a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to visit with a handful of some very enthusiastic members of this class. It was a lot of fun for me, and they made it very clear what they wanted out of their commencement speaker. They wanted my remarks to be representative of their class. They wanted me to share some lessons from my career. They wanted me to be funny, and they wanted me to last no more than 10 minutes, tops. You may have been better off with Jonah, actually. So here we go. Back about 20 years ago, I began my career with the Cleveland Indians, and I might as well have won the lotto. I was there surrounded by amazing people. We had an incredible team on the field. We were winning the division every year, and we had just been to the World Series. At that point, one of our senior baseball people decided to leave the organization, and I was visiting with him and asked him, why he was leaving. And as he was reflecting on his experience there, he shared one regret with me. He said, "Despite all of our successes, the one thing I really regret is that I didn't enjoy it all along the way." Not that we didn't win the World Series that we had been a part of, but that he didn't enjoy it all along the way. And it really hit me. I thought, wow, what a regret. And I thought I had been grateful up to that point in my life, but I decided that I would be as grateful as I could possibly be going forward. Now, it can be easy to be grateful when things are going well. I've been fortunate in my career to have had a lot of moments where I've had to pinch myself just because I couldn't believe that I had a chance to experience this. I remember in that very first spring training down in Winter Haven, Florida, I was in the Holiday Inn Winter Haven, and I was lying on my bed, and I said out loud, "I work for the Cleveland Indians." The Cleveland Indians. I couldn't believe it. And later, I was at the All-Star game, and I was playing catch with Greg Maddux. Or in Oakland when we won our first division title. Or even in New York when we won the pennant and we're going to the World Series. Or even more recently, just last year, I was walking into the war room on draft day in Cleveland, and I had to say to myself, I'm going to be in the NFL draft. But how do you enjoy the moments when things aren't going so well? So over the past 20-plus years, my teams have competed in more than 3,300 games. To put that in perspective, for you Parker lifers who have been here since kindergarten, you've had about 2,300 school days here at Parker. So 3,300, it's a lot of games, and it's a lot of losses, more than I care to count. Actually, it's 1,577. It's okay, we haven't lost a game in 5 months, so I'm in good shape right now. The reality is that things won't always go as well as you'd like, but it still pays to be grateful. I take a few minutes each day after a loss, after a tough day, and I would try to think about or even write down 2 or 3 things during the course of that day that made me feel grateful. Not only did this help ease the pain of what have maybe happened during that day, but it also, more importantly, gave me the idea to start to hunt for things that I'm grateful for during the course of the day. After all those losses, I'd be on the hunt. I'd be thankful for relationships I had, things I learned, an individual player who had a great game, or even the opportunity to make a young fan's day by giving them a ball. Even last season in Cleveland with the Browns, which was a really tough season, we could be grateful that at least we beat the Chargers. Too soon? No? Okay. In all seriousness, Parker has already shown you the way to lead a fulfilling life. In my time with the seniors, I was really struck by their gratitude, their awareness of the opportunity that Parker has provided, and their appreciation for one another. And I think you've already heard that today. This is extraordinary and possibly the greatest gift that Parker could have bestowed on each and every one of you. This is not normal, so please don't ever change. As you move forward from here, please do your best to find the why in whatever it is that you're doing. My guess is you'll find that why of any worthwhile activity at its core is virtually always about serving others. When I worked for the Mets, I used to stay in a hotel just a few minutes from the stadium, so the security guards would drive me back and forth to the office. And during the course of that drive, I'd normally try to strike up a conversation, ask them if they were from New York, how long they'd been a Mets fan, etc. And every time in that short 5-minute car ride, without fail, the driver would mention 1986, the last year the Mets won the World Series, 1986. And it became clear to me what our why was. It wasn't just winning the World Series. Our jobs, our why, were to do whatever we possibly could to create these meaningful, indelible moments in people's lives. Now, through your classes, your activities, projects, travels, and community service outings, you've gotten to see that the world is much bigger than each and every one of you. Parker has tried to provide you with that why. You've gotten a sense of what it's like to be grateful while serving others. These two, offering service while being grateful, go hand in hand. And my sense as a Parker parent is that this combination is what makes this place and certainly this class so special. Now, some of you expressed that you've also seen that the world is not perfect, and you're right. It could use some help. But what can you do about it? So a quick show of hands. How many of you have read Thomas Kuhn's A Structure of Scientific Revolutions? Yeah, okay, it's a bit of a dry read. No, it's a great book with some terrific insights, and I would have never had the chance to read it if not for a great boss. About 25 years ago, I was walking to an office building in Washington, D.C., my first day on the job of a summer internship, and my new boss handed me a $20 bill and said, go to the bookstore, buy a copy of A Structure of Scientific Revolutions, read it, and don't come back until you're done. I owe him big. The theme of the book is how paradigms, models, ideas shift. Well, I spent the rest of the summer investigating this theme of change, sitting in the Library of Congress with books stacked up on my desk, reading and taking copious notes. You seniors probably have no idea what I'm talking about. The scene is running through your head in a choppy reel of like black and white with no sound. That's okay. The point is that I had tackled my education up until then with just memorization and regurgitation. I never thought critically about anything. Now suddenly I was realizing that not everything has to be the way it is. In my research that summer, I happened upon something that management guru Peter Drucker referred to as the naive question. And the naive question is simply this: if we weren't already doing it this way, is this the way we would start? If we weren't already doing it this way, is this the way we would start? It seems incredibly simple. And yet once you start asking that question, you realize just how powerful it is. You realize how many things we're surrounded by on a daily basis that are as they are just because that's the way they've always been, or at least as long as anybody can remember. I mean, think about it. Why is the workday 9 to 5? Or the work week Monday to Friday? Why would anybody go to Bishop's? Anyway, I digress. The point is that, processes are put in place in a particular time and under particular circumstances. But as time marches on and those circumstances change, oftentimes the processes don't. Thomas Paine, who wrote Commencement, the seminal work advocating for democracy as a better form of government, late 18th century, received a mixed reception to the book when it first came out. I mean, after all, the monarchy was accepted as the way. So in the second edition of the book, he wrote a foreword, and in it he wrote the following. Remember, this is about democracy. He writes, "Perhaps the sentiments contained in the following pages are not yet sufficiently fashionable to procure them general favor." And then he went on to write, "A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right." Now, decades or even generations would pass without much questioning, and very little would change. You see, change was deliberate. It was slow. You seniors will have the opportunity to live in a very different world where the rate of change will be accelerating. Over the coming decades, the cost of technology is trending towards zero, which will supercharge this acceleration of change. Don't ever get caught in the habit of not thinking a thing wrong. Change is going to happen fast, and you get to be a part of it. In fact, those who have to ask the naive question again and again, you're going to help shape it. How great is that? When people ask me about my career, they often talk about data and statistics, but that's not really the essence of what I do, or at least what I try to do. My personal algorithm is more like, be relentless about asking the naive question while serving others. Don't blindly accept anything just because it's the way it is. Obsessively pursue a better answer that will make others better off and be grateful along the way. If you can do that, everyone here, faculty, parents, siblings, friends, and classmates, will be proud of you. Parker has provided you with all the tools that create success and happiness. They're at your disposal. All of us here are really excited to see how you use them. And lastly, really most importantly, if there's nothing else you remember from what I said this afternoon, just please remember this one thing. Root for the Browns, all right? Thank you very much.
I love that idea of the naive question. Thank you. I did. Now comes the part of the ceremony we have all been waiting for. Once a year, I have the great privilege and honor, as head of the upper school, of assisting Mr. Kevin Yaley in conferring diplomas to each of the graduates. As I enjoy the role, our college counseling team will call out the names of the graduates. Ms. Terry Devine, Dean of College Counseling, will begin with the first group of graduates. She will be followed by the Director of College Counseling, Bob Hurley.
Graduates, please step forward as I call your name. Remember to pause for the photographer after receiving your diploma. Group 1, please stand. Ben Clark. Asin Gumushtakin. Yasmin Abu Khalaf. Alejandro Aceves Rodriguez. Nicholas Ryan Allen. Robert Kurosh Arjaman. Alexis Francesca Arrington. Alex Nicholas Ian Arthur.
Handsome fella.
Bailey Taylor Avila. Michaela Lydia Harper Aziz. In recognition of their service to our school, Trustees, former trustees, and faculty members who are parents of a graduate are invited to assist in presenting the diploma. Sophie Villery Bancroft. Her father, former trustee Tom Bancroft, and her mother, Coco Bancroft. Benjamin Robert Baranski. Alexandra Ray Bloom. Emily Claire Bowden. Jack Brady. Olia Javidi. Natasha Corey House. Alexandra Amory Alessio. Group 1, you may be seated. Group 2, please stand. Haley Lynn Brainer. Eric Brown. Peter Mauer Bullard. Solana Catherine Chatfield. Emerson Keiko Coman. Emma Thalia Considine. Liam Francis Porter Crowley. His father, upper school teacher Tom Crowley, and his mother, Ellen Crowley. Ashley Renee Davis. Catherine Claire Dews. Antonio Doring Oberfeld. Natalie Espinosa de Silva. Andy Esquero Walter Mead. Her grandmother, former trustee, Yolanda Walter Mead.
We love you! Yes! Go Andy!
Aiden J. Fay. Mary Catherine Filios. Her grandmother, former trustee, Carol Vasiliadis.
That's awesome. Good job, baby.
Kate Finster. Group 2, you may be seated. Group 3, please stand. Indra Galindo. Alexander Hercules Galanis. Sophia Paloma Gamboa. Her father, former trustee David Gamboa, and her mother, Julie Gamboa. Emiliana Victoria Glasser. Adam Harrison Gordon. Alexander Ryan Goskowitz. James William Greer-Gentis. Matthew David Greer-Gentis. Benjamin R.A. Grossman Thompson. Serene Mona Harb. Elena Hoff Pisani. Sofia Viviana Heredia. Her mother, former trustee Maria Heredia, and her father, Carlos Heredia. Corinne Kalani Hickman. Jack Barnhart Hirsch. Nicholas Kirko Hubachek. Marco Giovanni Imbimbo. His mother, lower school teacher, Robin Rendon.
There it is. You got it, Dan. Nice. Good, guys. Good, Robin. Tony.
Megan Cassidy Eisler. Her grandmother, former trustee Jane Fetter, and her grandfather, Tom Fetter. Rachel Lynn Kahn. Megan Aria Katsuo Kanage. Kaylin Eileen Kappas. Brendan Kelledy. Bryce Samuel Kelledy. Group 3, please be seated.
Group 4, please stand. Alexandra Madeline Kenny. Courtney Kim. Connor James Kurbis. Michael Joseph Lamakis.
That's it, Mike.
Molly Kate Levin. Gabriella Nicole Leibowitz.
That's it, Gabby.
Isabel Ami Levesque. Lauren Kimberly Levinson. Kimia Madavi. T. Will Mann.
You will. That's it, T. Will.
Sarah Frances Merberg. Cameron Miller. Cameron Joy Miyahira. Mallory Lane Mooney. Santiago Morera.
Santi.
Emily Osborne. Jacob Thomas Osland. Margaret Elizabeth Oswald. Pearson Haley Palmer.
Good person.
Group 4, you may be seated. Group 5, please stand. Audrey Mason Filyaw. Raquel Rabinas. Meghana Reddy. Ethan Thomas Rissy. Joshua Rodriguez.
There you go, Josh.
Go Josh! Woo! Go Josh!
Riley Ginger Ryan. Jessica Miriam Samuels. Caroline Quincy Sanborn. Olivia Renee Santos. Charlotte Marie Schmidt. Eric Senhauser. Erin Louise Shives. Davin Walker Sims. Brendan Robert Smalley.
Brenda. Right on time.
Chase Dale Smallwood.
Let's do one more. I think
William Southworth. His father, former trustee Ham Southworth, and his mother, Mary Catherine Kelly.
Yeah.
Greer Graceland Sprague. Emma Rosalind Steiner. Evan Thomas Stewart. Christina Stoya. Hershita Kaur Suri. Sophia Isabel Swedback.
Smile, Sophia.
Zachary Allen Teutsch.
That's it, Zach. There it is, Zach.
Group 5, you may be seated. Group 6, please stand. Zachary Michael Taney.
That's it, Zach.
Michaela Bryn Thomas. Elizabeth Sprague Thompson. Alan Tree Tom.
Go, hey, Tom!
Faith Caroline Tomlin. Brooke Anastasia Trosson. Marissa Coralie Turner. Danielle Sophie Valverde. Brittany Megan Ways. Lauren Ashley Washington. Milan Lee Weatherspoon. Alexander Campbell White. Meredith Michelle Wiggins. Marissa Nicole Wolfsheimer. Calvin Wayne Mitchell Woods. Erin Justine Wright. Ansel Margaret Yaley. Her father, head of school, Kevin Yaley, and her mother, Shauna Yaley. Matthew Zico. Ryan Jack Niels Zimmerman. Ryan William Zupkis. Group 6, you may be seated.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in a moment, I will ask the graduates to stand. But before I do, I invite you to join us for the ceremony, which will take place in the senior quad, just south of Nicholas Commons. Following the ceremony, photographers from Studio M are available in Nicholas Commons to take family portraits. We will conclude with the turning of the tassel and a salute to our graduates. Will the members of the class of 2017 please rise? Not yet. So traditionally, the turning of the tassel at commencement symbolizes the transition from candidate to graduate. Protocol dictates that the tassel be worn on the right side of the mortarboard at the start of the ceremony, and then be turned to the left side. Students, you may turn to your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor and privilege to present to you the graduates of the class of 2017. Family members and friends, on behalf of leadership, faculty, and staff of Francis Parker School, I thank you for your presence here today as we celebrate this milestone in the lives of these remarkable young people. Please remain seated until the last graduates have exited the ceremony. Trustees and faculty, please rise to begin the recessional. Hit it, Jim. I know, right? I know, right? Are you short?